Hello, Muppet fans. Welcome back to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch The Muppet Christmas Carol 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And today we are so happy to have one of our favorite guests, one of our all-time favorite guests back with us. He was actually here for a previous clip in this movie earlier in this season. And he's back with us today. Guest, who are you?
Hi, I am Danny Horn of Tough Pigs, Muppet Wiki, Superheroes Every Day, and most recently Muppet Pictures on Twitter and Facebook.
Yes, an exciting new venture.
My new project.
Yeah.
Muppet Pictures. I have to tell you, when you first announced Muppet Pictures on Facebook, at least, my immediate thought was like, why? There are Muppet Pictures all over. Why is Danny doing this? Like, why is this what Danny's spending his time on? And then you have repeatedly delighted me with images I've never seen. Yeah, it's the best.
Well, they're such cool and interesting, and sometimes even pictures I've never seen before. Somehow you managed to do that.
I am very sneaky.
Well, that's what I mean.
I should probably. Hi, I'm Danny Horn. I'll do my intro. Like I co-founder. Was that the co-founder? I'm saying co-founder of Tough Pigs. I was founder of Tough Pigs long ago.
You're the guy.
Founder of Muppet Wiki. Right now, my big project is a blog called Superheroes Every Day. It's a comedy blog about the history of superhero movies, going back to the beginning. And then I started this little thing kind of late last year, probably after, it might have been after we had talked in our last episode.
I think it probably was.
Yeah, I just started, I have been collecting Muppet pictures for a really, really long time. And loving them and having a screensaver of them. And I always felt guilty because I put a bunch of them on Muppet Wiki, but I felt like there are so many that I could just be sharing with the world.
Yeah.
So I created on Twitter and on Facebook, it's called Muppet Pictures. And I post 3 pictures a day at random intervals, often with a theme, which I don't think anyone ever notices except for me.
I saw you mention that there were themes, and I've been meaning to go in and study all of the pictures for one day and see if I can figure out what the theme is.
It feels to me like it's so easy. Seriously, sure I'll do it's 3 days. It's 3 pictures of Rizzo. And 3 pictures of
an easy
Kermit
one.
with a hat and stuff. And literally nobody notices my themes. I spend a lot of time.
I'll tell you what, next time I'll look at all 3 pictures for the day, and on the third one I'll comment in all caps these are all pictures of Pepe.
Yeah, no one cares.
To show that I figured it out.
But I do 3 a day, so it's not too many, then won't overload your life. But
yeah, that's appreciated.
I am really enjoying it. And it's kind of, the weird thing is, it's kind of gotten me back into online Muppet fandom.
That's cool.
To people, which I am thrilled about.
Yeah.
I just needed a vehicle.
Yeah, and we are thrilled to have you here on the podcast today to talk about minutes 61 and 62 of The Muppet Christmas Carol, in which Miss Piggy is indignant and the Cratchit family starts singing Bless Us All. So we pick up with Piggy as Emily Cratchit, reacting with disgust to Kermit as Bob Cratchit, suggesting that the family drink a toast to the founder of the feast. I'm probably going to read most of Piggy's dialogue just because it's.
Can I get into it first?
Yeah,
I have more things. I have things to say.
Good.
I actually the segue from me talking about Muppet Pictures is actually it is very Muppet Christmas Carol relevant because we're recording this a couple of weeks into January, but for all of December, I was posting Christmas pictures. So 3 pictures a day,
right?
Every day, basically from Thanksgiving through after Christmas, which meant and there's so many Muppet Christmas things. So I had many things I could have used, but basically every day I was living with the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Right.
A lot more than I usually do. It's kind of the question of okay, so today am I actually going to post Gonzo and Rizzo from Christmas Carol, or am I going to give that a break? And which Muppet, is this going to be a bean sitting in front of the door kind of day or what? So Muppet Christmas Carol was on my mind this Christmas.
Sure.
Way more than usual, which was painful for me because I have a very specific relationship with the Muppet Christmas. I might be the only person in Muppet fandom with a legitimate grudge against the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Possibly. I have found that anything you can name is like somebody's favorite and somebody's least favorite, but you might be the one person.
No. It's not that it's my least favorite.
Well, right.
I have a grudge against it. It hurt me in my career. Not really, but like it caused me pain at a very particular moment. Like I created Muppet Scene back in 1992. That was my little print fanzine. It was very exciting.
Yes, that was before most people were on the internet. That was the way that Muppet fans were getting their news and reviews of new stuff and finding out about merchandise and all that.
Yeah, I made a print scene for 5 years from 92 to 97. And I had to stop in 1997 because then there was an internet that everyone was using.
Right.
And I didn't need to photocopy things anymore. But yeah, so I was kind of the founder of the feast as far as like Muppet journalism was concerned.
Yeah.
And so I started, my first issue was summer of 1992 when I graduated from college. And the big exciting thing that was coming up, my big news thing, was that by the time issue 3 came out, the Muppet Christmas Carol was going to be out.
Sure.
Like the first Muppet movie for 8 years, the first big thing really that had happened since like Jim died 2 years before. And so I was super excited that I was going to like cover this, and this was going to be super exciting for my magazine.
Yeah.
And people hated it. And it didn't do well.
Yeah, see, that's something that we've been surprised to discover doing this season of the podcast, that it was, and we should say that you recently wrote an entire article about this on the Tough Pigs website, but that, it wasn't received with so much enthusiasm when it was released.
It's super weird now to me that everybody, so this is the thing that I wrote about, but I'm just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That everybody, especially this year, like 30th anniversary, somehow everyone loves Brett Goldstein right now. And Brett Goldstein, like talking to the Muppets and saying that this is the greatest, not just the greatest Muppet movie, but the greatest movie of all time.
The greatest film ever made. Yeah.
Yeah. I live in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's a tough town movie-wise. You go in, like, at least when I lived there in the 90s, like in movies, if people liked movies or didn't like movies, they like the movie would know by the end of it. It was not a secret to the movie whether people loved it or not. And so I'm sitting there and just like going in. So I'd heard the soundtrack, which was fantastic. The one thing I was most looking forward to, Bunsen and Beaker's song.
Oh no!
Whoops.
There's Room in Your Heart for Love. Because I bought the CD and I was like listening to it endlessly before I went to the movie. I was so psyched. I'm like, oh, I don't care what else happens. That Bunsen Beaker song, that's gonna be rock. I'm hot for that. All right.
Wow.
I go in and I watch the Muppet Christmas Carol. But then also like the thing that happened beforehand is I see the reviews on that Friday. I will do some reviews right now. USA Today, little ones may squirm during the more literary parts, but the sappy tunes by Paul Williams make fine potty breaks.
Ooh.
New York Times, The Muppet Christmas Carol is not one of those clever children's films that keep adult escorts from gazing longingly at the exit signs. There's no great show of wit or tunefulness here, and the ingenious cross-generational touches are fairly rare. Philadelphia Inquirer, the songs are more humdrum than hummable. The LA Times, it must have sounded good at story conferences.
Oof.
That's the first sentence of a review.
Wow.
The Washington Post, the movie isn't terrible, but it's resoundingly moderate, with only occasional real laughter. Chicago Reader, this is the dullest and least successful adaptation of The Christmas Chestnut I've ever seen. This is what all of the contemporary reviews were like in 1982. People hated this movie.
You didn't.
And so, like, the box office. Wait, I'm not. The box office though, like, the movie's opening weekend, Muppet Christmas Carol made $5 million. And made it the number 6 film for the first week. Like, its first weekend out.
That's not awesome.
Number 6. Number 1, A Few Good Men in its first weekend, $50 million. So we're up against, that's like Best Picture nominee with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson and Demi Moore, which in 1992 like really meant something.
Yeah.
So that was like fantastic counter programming. Well done on that for Disney. Number 2, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 4th weekend. $8 million, 4th weekend, number 2.
Yeah, that was big.
The Bodyguard, Kevin Costner, and Whitney Houston. Third weekend, $7 million. Number 4, Aladdin. Fair enough. Fifth weekend, though, also $7 million.
But
number 5.
That's the knife. The knife
number
in
5
back is Aladdin, right?
Wait until you hear number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5, The Distinguished Gentleman. Made $5.5 million.
The Eddie Murphy vehicle.
I didn't even remember what that was. Eddie Murphy movie, con man in Washington that nobody likes, nobody remembers. On its second weekend, $7 million.
Yeah,
Under
it doesn't
that,
sound
the Muppet Christmas Carol, $5 million.
But I mean, all that is good points. But I think Aladdin is the real kicker.
Because, Aladdin hurt.
Aladdin is the most direct competition, I would say. And it's the what is it, 5th week of release, and it still made more money than Muppet Christmas Carol.
Right, families aren't going to see the new Muppet movie. Families are going to see Aladdin again.
Aladdin that's been out for a month.
Or they're going to see Home Alone 2.
Yeah,
made $8 million
right
on its 4th weekend,
which is also that's a Christmas movie. So
yeah.
First
weekend though, think of that. Think that's worse than I think Muppets Most Wanted did way better than that. Number 6, You Go Home. Afterwards, it made $27 million all year. Made less than money than Encino Man, Lawnmower Man, 3 Ninjas. Made less money than Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Right, that's
people hated this movie.
Yeah, that's pretty damning right there.
Yeah, looks like Muppets Most Wanted actually opened at number 2.
Yeah,
so it was,
and you know how we feel about the Muppets Most Wanted performance, right?
Right.
How we've been grieving over that for like seven years and counting.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Underneath. Yeah. So I get there. I'm there Friday night, opening night, for the first time anywhere as a Muppet journalist. There I am. I got to fight my way through the crowd of people who are there to see the Distinguished Gentleman.
Yeah, everyone in the lobby is buzzing about the Distinguished Gentleman.
They're getting in my way at the popcorn line, the Distinguished Gentleman audience. I get in the theater for Muppet Christmas Carol, and it was not, I'm going to say this, it was not hard for me to find a seat in that theater. I was not sitting way up front. And so I'm sitting through it. Room in Your Heart is not in there.
That must have been very disappointing.
I'm sorry.
And then so there's 2 reasons. I have specific memory of this clip, and I requested this clip specifically for 2 reasons, which we will get into. Number 1 is the tragedy of Mrs. Cratchit's contractions, followed immediately by the tragedy of Bless Us All.
Okay, so tell me what you're talking about with the contraction.
Yeah,
why is
contractions.
Ryan, I can now return it to you because you wrote down the dialogue.
Okay, yeah. Well, I wrote down most of it because
we can now return to the podcast as you planned it.
Yeah, in the last week or 2, we've commented on how like this seems like sort of a travesty to cast Miss Piggy in this small, thankless role. She's the wife, basically, but they do make an effort to give her something to work with, and Frank Oz does everything he can with it, but she gets to show a little bit of attitude, but then like she's here for a few minutes and then she's done, and it's like, oh, I guess that was it for Piggy. So Bob Cratchit has just suggested raising a toast to Scrooge. Piggy says, "Founder of the feast indeed," and then Belinda and Bettina go humph, which they're like, everything they do is funny. Yeah, she says, "If I had him here, I would give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I bet he would choke on it." To which Belinda and Bettina respond, "Choke." Kermit reminds her that it's Christmas Day. The children are here. She says, "I suppose that on this blessed day of Christmas, one must drink to the health of Mr. Scrooge, even though he is odious, stingy, wicked, and unfeeling, and badly dressed." And as she's going through this whole thing, Belinda and Bettina are like just agreeing, like nodding in agreement with everything she says. When they get to when she gets to badly dressed, they gasp like this. Like, whoa, you went there. Very funny. Although, actually, is Scrooge badly dressed?
I mean, Mrs. Cratchit is badly dressed. Let's face that.
Yeah,
I think she's just calling him unfashionable, though, right? Like, it's not like he's like poorly. He's probably been wearing the same suit for 30 years, right? Like,
that's probably true. Yeah,
I don't think it's that he's like
he doesn't go out and buy new clothes often.
Or people's clothes or whatever.
But that I think is her one. That's her one. That's the one Miss Piggy moment. Is literally those three words.
Can I open up the old curiosity shop real quick?
Yes, please. Into the old curiosity shop.
So most of Piggy's dialogue here is right out of the book.
Okay.
Right? So that's why she's cast as Mrs. Cratchit. Like, I know you got to do something with Piggy, but like the scene where Mrs. Cratchit is indignant about Scrooge is like feels like Piggy stuff in the book, basically. So here's what it is. Here's the quotes from the book. Mr. Scrooge, said Bob, I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast. The founder of the feast indeed, cried Mrs. Cratchit, reddening. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it. My dear, said Bob, the children, Christmas Day. It should be Christmas Day, I am sure, said she, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow. My dear, was Bob's mild answer, Christmas Day. I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, said Mrs. Cratchit, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
Which is what, then Peggy says, exactly. And then Belinda and Bettina echo, no doubt. Which,
no doubt.
Yes.
This basically feels like Piggy, and they didn't need to change it that much.
It sounds like in the book she's angry, and in the movie she's angry, but because it's Piggy, it's fun to watch her being angry.
The contractions, y'all. The tragedy of Mrs. Cratchit's contractions.
Explain contractions, please.
All right. Just straight up, like the sadness of, if you think of her entrance in the Muppet movie, if you think of her entrance, honestly, in almost anything that she ever does, Miss Piggy coming in is a moment for joy and excitement and glamour.
Right. Well, yeah, especially in the movies.
The fact that she gets one moment where we're like, yeah, that's kind of like Miss Piggy.
Right.
This is the first Muppet movie. This is the first Muppet movie. It's not. I'm sorry. For me, it's 1992. First Muppet movie since Jim Henson died. I've been waiting. I'm here to cover this. Miss Piggy has almost no part, and you know I love Miss Piggy more than anything in the entire world.
Of course,
yeah.
Bunsen and Beaker didn't talk. I got to live with a lot of things, and now Miss Piggy, like, she gets a tiny minute, one joke basically, badly, which I admit is a funny joke, one joke, and she does not use contractions when she speaks. Founder of the feast, indeed. If I had him here, I would give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, she says. And I bet he would choke on it. That is the thing. If you want to take something and make it sound like normal speech in fiction, the way that you do it is you use like Grover gets away with it. Grover gets a pass on contractions for some reason. But everybody else in the world?
She says he'll be very merry and happy, I have no doubt. She says he'll.
She does say he'll.
All right. I would give him a piece of my mind.
Right.
She sounds so stilted.
Do you think they're just trying to make it sound like she's in 1843?
Yes. Why are we doing that to Miss Piggy? This would be the moment. Honestly, if there's going to be a moment where we cut, I think this is the thing that I wanted. Honestly, if I was going to have anything in this movie, I wanted a moment where Miss Piggy was like, the Miss Piggy thing to do would be to have 1 second. The Rats singing Heat Wave had a moment of silliness outside of the movie.
Right, which breaks the reality.
Miss Piggy needed to break the reality. More than anyone.
And do you think they could have done that with her still playing Mrs. Cratchit? Or
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it would be exactly like anytime that Gonzo breaks or Rizzo breaks, or I think the Rats singing Heat Wave, it doesn't break the movie to have a tiny bit of Muppet silliness that
such a brief gag
that breaks out. Yeah, it's such a brief moment. But if anybody deserves that, it's going to be Miss Piggy just being like angry at something or whatever. And Anthony, in the book, she says, "I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon."
Yeah, she
does. Miss Piggy says, "I would give him a piece of my." In the book, she has more contractions than Miss Piggy gets.
Wow.
That is the tragedy of
she also says In the book, she also says, "I'll drink his health for your sake and the days."
Huh.
And Piggy doesn't say that. So you're right.
That is the tragedy of Mrs. Cratchit's contractions. That I'm sitting there, and there's my favorite thing in the world.
Wow.
Everything in the entire world is Miss Piggy, and she's sitting there, big as life, on a screen in front of me for the first time as a Muppet journalist, and she doesn't even use contractions.
I gotta say, this is a podcast devoted to scrutinizing the minute details of these movies. This has got to be like in the top 3 minute details that we've ever talked about, and I love it.
I tell you what, you're welcome.
Yes. Thanks.
And then, so there's the tragedy of Mrs. Cratchit's contractions.
Yeah.
And then immediately followed, the songs did not do well. The songs did not play well in my theater in Philadelphia that night. People were not loving them. They were more humdrum than hummable, I believe, Janet Maslin in New York Times said. And Room in Your Heart was not there. Chairman of the Board was not there, which I was also super excited for. And so Piggy is having like her one moment of being at least a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And then Robin the Frog.
Right. Well, so first though, they do drink. And I just wanted to point out, we see Piggy toss her glass back, and is it supposed to look like the glass doesn't come anywhere near her mouth? Like, because she makes a slurping sound as if she's drinking it, but her hand is so far away from her face. It's very strange that that's what's in the movie.
Well, she does that, and then there's little Robin the Frog, and he starts to sing.
Yeah. Well, first he says his famous line that's in every version of A Christmas Carol, every adaptation. God bless us, everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And then the music starts, and every single person in Philadelphia goes, Everyone. That's why I wanted this clip. That's specifically this clip. That was the moment. I'd read all those reviews. I was not surrounded by a crowd in the theater. The moment that I knew Muppet Christmas Carol was a disaster.
Oh.
I know that now people think that they love it. December 1992, it was a complete train wreck. It was like, if you think about like the Muppet, like the 2015 Muppet sitcom around episode 3, when we all realized like, this is actually bad for the Muppets. Actually, this is not going to be. This is not only is this not the triumph and the excitement that we're all hoping for, but this sets us back. It's going to be like 7 years until we even have like a decent like streaming show.
Yeah, well, I mean that could be a whole other
we all felt then
episode or series to talk about that, which we have done.
But that was what it was. But if you think of how you felt, end of episode 3 of the Muppets, when it just was not landing. That was December 1992 in that theater for me, specifically when Robin starts singing "Bless Us All." I'm like, this sets the Muppets back. We're not going to have a good Muppet movie for a while.
So the lovely music starts.
It took until the next century.
The lovely music starts, and this adorable little frog starts singing this beautiful, heartfelt song, and everybody's just like, ugh.
And everybody in the theater is done with it. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that to you.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring all of that to you, all of that bitterness and resentment that I had in my heart.
Okay, well,
from that moment, because it is so amazing that then people 30 years later, it was the wrong moment for that movie.
I guess so. Although this is something that I've tried to do some research. I haven't been able to track down any information on this. I can only assume that this movie did great on home video. Like it must have sold a lot as soon as it got released the following year, because it was enough for Disney to say like, okay, we want another Muppet movie right away.
It might have.
I mean, it's just 3 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's February of '96.
Right.
That's not long.
And I mean, I knew a lot of people growing up who had the VHS with the clamshell case and everything. And
yeah, it might have been very well.
Everybody or their grandma had Muppet Christmas Carol.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes. Something for the kids.
So here's my notes on Bless Us All. Here's exactly what I wrote down in my notes.
Yeah.
Bless Us All. Robin, all right, here's what I put. Tiny Tim doesn't have all that much personality in the book, so Robin is a step up. Robin isn't the most dynamic character in the Muppet Gang either, but there's just something so warm and comforting about Jerry Nelson's voice.
Yeah.
God Bless Us Everyone sounds less cheesy from Jerry Nelson than from an actual kid. And I stand by that.
That's a really good point. I think that's true.
100%.
I think if you had a human kid singing this song, that would be unbearable. But Robin is just this tiny, cute little guy, and he's wearing this Dickensian costume. And it's Robin, who we already love, from the Muppet Show. And
saying halfway down the stairs.
Yeah, that little guy.
Now he's doing this one.
I think most people like Robin in general.
And
I don't know if folks in 92 knew Robin that well.
Maybe not. Maybe they didn't have so much of a connection with him.
They remembered halfway down the stairs.
But that was like 15 years ago. Like the thing that people would have last remembered is Muppets Take Manhattan. Honestly, he was the last time he was in a movie was 1979.
Right.
Yeah.
So one more note about Tiny Tim singing, if that's okay, out of the book.
Oh yeah.
Tiny Tim straight up sings a song to his family in the book.
Really?
Does he?
So this was a very obvious cue.
Yes. So this is from the book. By and by, they had a song about a lost child traveling in the snow from Tiny Tim, who had a plaintive little voice and sang it very well indeed. So that's all it says. And in the annotated Christmas Carol, Michael Patrick Hearn notes that there is no such Christmas Carol.
That was my next song. My next question.
Yes, but in 1926, writer G.K. Chesterton, Dickens superfan G.K. Chesterton,
did he write one?
He wrote a poem called "A Child of the Snows," specifically with the idea that it's the song Tiny Tim sings at the dinner table.
Please tell me that you have it in front of you.
I don't. I can look it up real quick and pretend I have it. You want me to?
And will you sing it to us?
I'll sing it.
Wait, what year was that from?
1926. All right.
Huh. Wow.
So here we go. Let's see, Chesterton.org. His own website.
I'm sorry, Andy. I'll give you a cue. If I had him here, I would give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I bet he would choke on it.
Choke.
All right, now you.
There is heard a hymn where the pains are dim, and never before or again, when the nights are strong with a darkness long, and the dark is alive with rain. Never we know, but in sleet and in snow, the place where the great fires are, that the midst of the earth is a raging mirth, and the heart of the earth a star. It goes on for a while more, but that's the stuff.
In the heart of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Paul Williams wins. This is Paul Williams.
Yeah,
this is Paul Williams 1.
It's true. It's
G.K.
true.
Chesterton 0.
I think that's pretty decisive here.
0, Paul Williams 1.
For those of you keeping score.
Yeah. That is the thing. Then the thing about, this is kind of the moment in the movie for me personally when I watch it, where that moment, in the theater in 92 was super painful for me. And then it turns out that Bless Us All is a really beautiful song.
Okay, so this is, I wanted to ask, it's been 30 years.
The harmonies.
Mm-hmm.
Even on the night, things were dark and cold. Even on the night, Kermit's harmony.
Yeah, when Kermit comes in and then when Piggy comes in, I think those are really nice moments in the song. Yeah. So yes, Bless Us All. It's just this really sincere song about, I guess, just how nice and it is to be part of a family and have love and to be in the world.
And I think something about it is it's actually that song is not a song that's meant to be heard for the first time. That is a song that's meant to be heard the 20th time.
That's an interesting.
That's what it's for. For all the people who have where Muppet Christmas Carol, that's the thing that happened was it's Christmas and Christmas movies get played every Christmas and there's only so many of them before you go insane. And so a new one that has, another one at that point to add to your collection, which is, I think is what happened in maybe in 93 when the video came out. That will get played in a way that people won't go to the theater necessarily to go and see. Not if there's an Eddie Murphy vehicle,
right? And
on its second week, they're not going to go and see Muppet Christmas Carol on a Friday night, apparently. But it's Christmas, and you've got a whole month. There's a lot of days between Thanksgiving and Christmas for you to watch Charlie Brown Christmas, and you watch Mr. Magoo, and you watch whatever else you watch, all of your things. Having something new in the rotation is exciting.
Yeah.
And that means that the Muppet Christmas Carol then is a part of your life year after year after year. And I think that's when Bless Us All stops being like the boring song that kills momentum in the movie, which it does. At least, or as it did for me in 1992. That's like the 10th time you hear it with your family. Like that's the moment where you're like, oh my God, this song is beautiful. It didn't sound beautiful to us at the time.
Right.
But for like everyone else after 1992, it just got better and better.
Yeah, that's what's happened. It was a long-term investment on the part of the Muppet people, but it's paid off.
Yeah.
And I think that is a broader thing that happens with musicals, where sometimes people will go see a musical and they're like, well, the songs weren't really memorable, so it must not have been very good. And I don't necessarily think that's a good criticism of a musical, because there have been shows that I've seen, and I didn't exactly walk out of the theater humming the songs, but if I go back and listen to the songs that I've now started to become familiar with, they might eventually become like favorites of mine. I think some songs take a few listens to really sink in. So that's probably the case with this one.
Yeah. So the movie works.
Yeah. So that's your final verdict. The movie works.
That is the movie. It did not at the time, but 2023.
All
it works now.
Okay.
And partly that's just because like not everything is hanging on it, because it really felt like 2015. Like this is, Muppets Most Wanted did not do that well in the theater, and we were disappointed. But here's this thing, and it really felt like everything is hanging on 2015.
Right.
And that was and especially like Jim Henson dies. Yeah. And 2 years later, we've got this Brian Henson vanity pick. It felt like everything. It felt like everything hung on that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It just changes perspective.
Yeah, but now, and then we had like 96, and we had Muppet Treasure Island and Muppets Tonight, and then there's just more Muppet stuff in the world, and we could get used to that. And now I think the movie really, like, now you can come to that movie without bothering with that context, and the movie works.
Right. Yeah. Now it just feels like an old Muppet thing and it's because so many people have grown up with it now,
and a cute one.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe in 2045, we'll consider the ABC sitcom to be an all-time classic. Maybe there'll be all
like
these
Fozzie. Every year everyone's gonna watch Fozzie steal something from Jay Leno's house.
Yeah, there'll be all these tributes to it.
And you know what? I'm gonna be on that podcast too.
Good.
I would be like, I was there. I'm gonna be the oldest living Muppet fan. I'll be like, I was. You don't know. The first episode was real funny. I thought it was great, and then. Oh, Fozzie has to steal something from Jay Leno's house.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how that felt. I was there in 2015, sitting on my couch.
Right. Again, we could do an entire episode on that, but I will just state for the record, I thought that episode was funny.
Because I'm old.
Continue.
Because I'm old.
No, why do you sound like Vicki Lawrence's mama?
Because I am currently the oldest living Muppet fan. I feel
that's just what old people sound like.
I know, and when 2015 is a classic, I will sound even more like that. I will be the Vicki Lawrenceest person that ever lived.
All right, the Vicki Lawrence is my Muppet fan.
I will meet y'all then.
I have only one more thing about these 2 minutes, which is on the DVD commentary. Brian Henson says that this number took less time to shoot than most of the musical numbers in the movie. He says it was a very small set and he wasn't sure how to shoot it, I guess, just to kind of make things interesting on a small set with a slow song. So they put those candles on the table and he just kind of kept the camera moving a little bit throughout the song. And he says on the commentary that he thinks the candles make it work so well because they give it a sentimental feel. And in fact, there are several candles in this room, and the fire is burning in the fireplace. So I assume no Muppets, caught on fire that day. But yeah,
they had made a big deal earlier in the movie about how expensive fire was.
Like the lamp.
So yeah. So the Cratchits, because the bookkeepers hardly got even any coal.
Right.
So the Cratchits actually must be better off than than they say they are.
I guess so. Yeah, they're doing better than those rats.
Look at all that. Look at all that fire they can afford.
Right.
I actually wonder. I wonder. It's probably a good thing that because that's a continuity problem, right? If you have a lot of candles burning and you're shooting all day, you have to keep.
I didn't even think to look at the candles and to compare. Like, oh, this candle is shorter in this shot, and then it's longer again in the next shot. But
you know what we're about to do.
If you want to check the clip,
go and spend the next hour of our lives checking out the candles.
If you want to check the clip right now, we can pause and.
I'm not going to make you edit again.
All right. All right, listeners, look at the candles and let us know if you spot any continuity errors, any discrepancies. That's all I had about these 2 minutes. Anything else about this clip, starting with Danny?
I just want to say thank you to Ryan, Rowe, Anthony Strand, and anyone who is still listening to this episode and therefore is my best friend in the world.
Yeah, well,
thank you for letting me. I feel so much lighter.
Oh, good.
Right now than I have in 30 and 12 years.
You just got it all out there.
I got it all out. I feel so good. I feel so good right now. And I love you. And you know what? Bless us all.
Bless us all.
In after years. There you go.
Yeah.
That's from me.
Anthony, anything else on these 2 minutes?
Well, Danny, I just want to thank you for giving us all a lot to think about.
No, why didn't I think of that?
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Well, I think we kind of covered our 3 usual questions. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. But I have 2 things from the old listener comment bag. I should probably come up with some kind of listener comment bag, some kind of little musical cue or something for that. But
I like it when the old listeners.
Is this new?
We've done it a few times before.
From time to time.
I've never had a mailbag.
I don't think we really did it in previous seasons, but I just thought it would be a good way to incorporate what people say on Facebook and the forum and things. So when our friend Joe Hennis was on the podcast to talk about It Feels Like Christmas, we discussed this kid who can be seen walking through the shot carrying this oddly shaped wrapped package. And we were trying to figure out what this could possibly be. We had no idea. A number of listeners very quickly identified what this is. It's a type of hobby horse, which is apparently more common in the UK than the US. So just a horse head on a stick. It also has wheels, so you can roll it along behind you instead of just like dragging the stick behind you. And I believe Tough Pig's pal Caitlin Miller was the first person to point this out to us. And then Jessica, Shane, Joachim, and Wilson also identified this. So I feel pretty dumb for not being able to just make the guess like, oh, that looks like a hobby horse with wheels. But that's what it is. Kind of. Yeah. So then also regarding It Feels Like Christmas, we had 2 listeners point out this little thing that I guess, again, we all failed to notice. Eric Brown and Mike Russo both noted that at the end of the song, when there's the crane shot where it kind of pulls up and you see the entire town square as the song is ending, there's a couple on the right side of the shot who are slowly walking down.
A human couple.
Yes, thank you. A human couple slowly walking down this fake London street. And then eventually they reach the end of the set. There's no more street to walk on. So they just kind of stop and just sort of slowly turn around like they're not really sure what to do next. So, and I don't think I had ever noticed that before. So thanks to Eric and Mike for pointing that out. It is this funny thing where that's the one time that they really kind of let you see how sort of fake and theatrical the set is. And I still love it. And I think it looks great, but showing us that much of the set, something like that was bound to happen.
That's a funny thing to look for. It's just like, they're lost.
Right. What do we do now? That's it. We can't
these characters realize what they are.
They've reached the end of the world. It's like it's kind of like in the Truman Show when he is on the boat and reaches the end of the artificial world. So that's all I have.
These are helpful. Yeah, but you know what? This I actually just remembered something. One of the actors who plays young Scrooge in The Christmas Carol I think I believe he's the one that is at school with Sam.
Is he one of the time-lapse kids or the
actor's name is Edward Sanders.
Okay.
And he is my coworker.
Whoa.
What, really?
He is. He was not an actor for very much longer after that. This might have been actually like his one like actual thing that he did. I'm actually looking at IMDb right now. Yeah, it's his only credit. Huh. And now he is a software engineer.
Wow. And
he works at the Wikimedia Foundation, which is where I work. Yeah, and I've had conversations with him about what was it like. And actually, I he doesn't have a Muppet Wiki page, and that has come up between us.
Sounds like you should start one.
Several times, and I still haven't made one yet.
He's the younger kid. He's the kid who says, "Who cares about stupid old Christmas?" That kid.
I believe so.
Wow.
So anyway,
that's exciting.
That's a little tidbit. That's a little tidbit I'm gonna throw in.
Well, did he have any interesting stories? Like,
no. He said Michael Caine was very nice.
Okay.
I think he didn't. Yeah, he didn't have like a ton of Muppet.
Right. He would have, I guess, just been there, but
Sam's not there yet.
Yeah, not really interacted with them.
Yeah. Yeah. He's one of the kids at school.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you don't really think about
that was less interesting.
No, it's
in my head before I
because
said it.
you never stop to go like, oh, so the kid who played young children? Scrooge #1, where is he now?
Who are these random children?
But he's somewhere. So they all are.
I happened to trip over him.
Yeah. Well, I hope you meet the other ones someday. Also,
me too. That was my plan.
Yeah, you should seek out all the young Scrooges. You should also try to meet Michael Caine. That would be good.
He's one of the Scrooges.
That's my life goal.
He's old Scrooge.
He is old Scrooge.
Yeah.
He plays old Scrooge in this movie.
He plays grown-up Scrooge. Okay. So Danny, as you know, we have these questions that we ask every guest. So you've kind of gone through the whole, do you remember the first time you saw this movie? I think we've covered that.
I do. Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yeah. And your history with the movie. So then the next one is
pretty elaborate.
Yeah. The next one is, where do you rank it alongside the other Muppet movies?
I'm going to say...
And it's okay if this changes from time to time.
Is it that far down? No, it's... I don't know. I would say it's... I don't know. I actually don't have that much of a very... Because I obviously like Muppet Movie and Great Muppet Caper, fantastic. And I love both of the modern movies. It's above Treasure Island, and it's probably like equal with Muppet Takes Manhattan for me. So I don't know, in that like I'd say like number 5, tied for number 5.
Okay, tied for number 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Then the last one is, do you watch this every year around the holidays?
Well, as of last year, I spend the entire month looking at pictures.
Right.
Of Muppet Christmas Carol.
So you've watched the equivalent.
Kind of, yes. I definitely this year watched the equivalent.
You didn't watch like 24 frames per second of it, but you saw enough pictures from it.
I spent a lot of time going through them pictures. So yeah, I would say probably as long as Muppet Pictures feed goes on, Muppet Christmas Carol will be a very big part of every December in my life.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm happy about that.
All right. Then with that, we can wrap things up for this episode. Listeners, please make sure you check out toughpigs.com on the internet and on whichever social media platforms people are still using by the time you hear this. Thanks to Morgan Davy for our logo. You can also email us at movinrightalong@toughpigs.com and let us know what you think of Bless Us All. If you remember people liking or hating the movie when you saw it in the theater or whatever. We have a Patreon. We would appreciate it if you would support us there. We have a TeePublic store with lots of cool Muppet fan themed t-shirts. I am on Twitter at @MeRyanRowe. I'm also on various other social media platforms. Just look for me. You might find me there. I am on Letterboxd at @MoviesAreNeat. Anthony is on Letterboxd at ZeppoMarxist. So please follow us there. And Danny, remind us where people can find you on the internet.
Sure. My blog is called Superheroes Every Day at superheroeseveryday.com. Comedy blog that is basically about how superhero blockbusters became the world's most efficient method of separating money from the public and then giving it to entirely the wrong people. So come and check that out.
And by the time, I don't know exactly when this will air, but do you think you'll still be on Superman 3?
I've been on, yeah. I would love to say no. I may be on Superman 3 still. Hopefully I will be. So I starts with Superman. I did Superman 2, did commentary on a Swamp Thing. Currently, Superman 3. And what's coming up is Supergirl.
Oh,
is the next one, which I'm very excited about.
Never seen that.
And it's oh really?
Yeah.
You got to check out Supergirl, Ryan.
I love it. You will love it. You'll love it. It's amazing. It's I'll say this, it's an extraordinary movie.
Okay. Well, I should watch it before you start covering it, because I have to say I have seen Superman 3 a number of times, but I had never given a moment's thought to the bowling scene until you devoted several posts to it. So.
3 posts to the bowling scene. Yeah, that's where we should leave people with. That's the cliffhangers. Is if you want to know what's wrong with the bowling scene in Superman 3, go and see Superheroes Every Day. I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, and possibly at some point in podcast. Besides that, so that's Superheroes Every Day. And then Muppet Pictures. Come and check me out.
Yes.
Very easy to find. Muppet Pictures on Twitter and on Facebook. And I am just sharing things with the world because I love you all.
Ah, that's very nice of you. To the founder of the feast.
We appreciate it. Founder of the feast, indeed.
Yes. Listeners, find all those things, follow all those things. Give us a positive review if you feel like it, and tell everyone you know about the show, even if they are stingy and odious and badly dressed. And join us again next week for another episode of Movin' Right Along. Bless us all. Yeah, exactly. And then Belinda and Bettina echo, no doubt. No
doubt.
Yeah.
Right, but so they didn't change this dialogue much to make it basically Piggy stuff, you know?
Hold on. My Alexa has just started playing songs by No Doubt.
We're keeping this, right? Tell me we're keeping this.
Echo.
I think we should put it at the end. I think we should stick it at the end.
All right. I need it, though.
That's a pretty good song, though. Okay, sorry. I don't know what you were just saying.